once again, this time, my friends, for another meet and greet. We're Southern Fried and nationwide, so hang on to your seat. Look around, here's what I found. I guess you'll never know what you'll see on the Southern Fried Podcast Show. Yeehaw.
Yeehaw.
All right, Rob.
Hey, unmute yourself. If you're going to talk, you can't leave the mute on. Can you hear me? He's just talking away. Hey. All right. Well, I'm going to talk for Dave then. We want to welcome y'all here tonight. And we're going to talk a little bit about Angie's Decatur Diner up here on Main Street talking. Hey, are you going to unmute your mic?
Well, I think I had a problem. You know, I told you I was having some wireless North Georgia's not good for Wi-Fi right now. Sorry about that. I don't think that's ever happened. But
that's hilarious. I love it.
Well, hey, you know, that's what happens when you do things with technology and stuff with a couple of boys like us, you know. So anyway, thanks for being here today, and we're going to highlight our Main Street USA programming, which includes community events and interviews with local people and businesses. And we have one today. You can see on the screen, Angie's Decatur Diner, and we have Miss Angie with us, and we're going to bring her up on stage. And we're glad to have you, Miss Angie. Thanks for being here. And you know, first of all, I just want to say I have a lot of respect for you because I know it's hard to run a small business and all the other things you have going on. People in small business work a lot of hours. There's a passion about it, but we want to hear about you and your story and kind of how you tell us about your diner, tell us about you, and whatever you'd like to share. The time is yours.
Okay. First of all, thank y'all for having me on. I was a server here for about 3 years. I loved being around the people. This is my little hometown community, so I just love it here. It's a very welcoming place. And the previous owners decided that they wanted to sell, and they wanted me to try to buy this. Keep in mind, I have another full-time job as well. I'm an office manager, so I wasn't real sure, but you know, I prayed about it and I said, let me know where you want me to be. And so I felt like I was guided to be here to try to make this diner a good hometown place. And a year later, I'm still here. So I really enjoy the people around. I try to help support my community. If someone's hungry and they can't afford to eat, they can come here and we will feed them. It's just a really good town we live in, and I have a lot of support here. So I'm very appreciative of all of it.
That's awesome. I've traveled into the area quite a bit, family there, and granddaughter taking her to see family up in there, and we love stopping there. You know, there's a couple of chain restaurants in that town. Of course, you can go over to Athens, but we like that diner. We like the atmosphere, and we've been coming in there, I guess, for probably 3+ years now. And I know my wife, she always hates it if we get up there and she forgets that you're closed at a certain time or on a certain day. She's like, oh, I want to eat at the diner. And so, you know, it's just a traditional diner. And I want to tell you one of the things I really like about it. You know, I've been there since before you owned it, and now you own it. And it's always been good. But I want to say one of the things that really jumped out at me is you come around and you really welcome all the people that come in your diner. You check on them. You're serving yourself. You're making sure that they're taken care of. And that means a lot to somebody who's coming in and, you know, and spending money at an establishment. So I want to say thanks for that. Then number two, my grandchildren just love the fact that you give them things to color and they do that, and you put it up on the wall for a while. It's a win-win.
Oh my goodness. You mean if I come up there, you'll give me something to color and you'll hang it on the wall too?
Yes, sir. I sure will.
Oh, I'm not real good at staying in the line, so.
That's okay. We like creative people.
Yeah, well, that's right. We're not that. But yeah, I remember the first time you did that, and they were like, "You're going to hang that on the wall." I mean, it just blowed their minds, you know. And you know, it's kind of funny. I came up there to do a promo, which we're going to air for this, and it's been a weeks ago. And that little town, although it's little, there's a lot of traffic up and down through there. I figured out the most time that I could get in between a car or a truck going by or whatever was 18 seconds. And that was on a holiday, 18 seconds. So me and my son, we worked, and you'll see that when we send all this out. It was 18 seconds. We have a lot of outtakes, a lot of bloopers. There were several. Oh yeah, they were embarrassing, but we finally got it 2 or 3 that we really liked, and we stayed after it till we got them. And so when you go in, you've got a board that kind of tells what your specials are for that day and kind of what you're highlighting. And so I just think of it as, I know it's much more that you have a great breakfast, which I've never had, but I hear great things about it. I've always been there for the dinner, so it's like the meat and 3, or you could do different things. But I just love the food. It's really good, and we've never had anything there that we didn't like, and it's just great. And I think you're in a perfect location for what you're doing, and just in that town there. And there's other restaurants, but they're different. There's nobody that's just like your restaurant or anything close to that I've seen. And I just think that's awesome. And you're right there on Main Street, which is what we're highlighting, Main Street USA. And so you're right there in the traffic area. And so what's some of the things about that? How do you decide what you're gonna fix? Like, is it things that you like yourself, or do you just try to get things that you think other people like? How do you come up with your menu?
So for the most part, I try to kind of see what everyone likes to eat, and try to have it on the same days, because I have people that know, like tomorrow it's Taco Tuesday and chicken casserole. And if I try to move those specials around, a lot of people get upset because they know when to come and see me. We have breakfast all day, which is a big point to a lot of people. We serve my family's chocolate gravy recipe, which is something different. Not everyone knows about chocolate gravy. So we try to do that, but I try to serve food that I would want to eat. If I don't want to eat it, I don't want to serve that to my customers. So, I don't try to skimp on quality. I'm all about trying to have good food at a good price and a good family, time here. Like, I have a lot of regular customers. They come in here and they will sit and aggravate each other across 3 tables. So I love it. I call it the Mayberry effect is what I call it.
Oh, I love it. And
a couple big old boys, we kind of experts on food to start with. And then we got the gift of gab. So, yeah, we be jumping across tables and getting on people too, or getting got on.
There you go.
Well, Robert,
You
I think they would know. They would know we're outsiders. They would know we're not from Decatur. They'd probably pick up on that real quick.
As soon as I started coloring me a picture, we fit right in.
And
I'll protect you. I got you back.
Okay, that's right there.
We appreciate that. And I noticed the last time I was up, and it's been a little bit. We haven't been up that way. We're soon to come up. You had some merch that you got in, and I got me a coffee mug. I'm a big fan of coffee mugs from different places, and that's on my desk at work. And I drink coffee. I don't buy a mug that I won't drink coffee out of. And so I think you might have had water bottles or something, but I love that coffee mug. Robert, this is a man-sized coffee mug. It's not some little dainty mug. You have to hold this is a mug. I like it, and it's great. But I didn't know after all this time, I didn't know you served breakfast all day. I learned something tonight. I didn't know that.
We serve breakfast all day, but yes, people, they talk me into I have t-shirts, I have coffee mugs, I have stickers, I have earrings. So any way you want to advertise or support Lilo, the diner here, we're very appreciative, and we'll get you some t-shirts next time you come up.
Oh, okay. I see that.
I got one behind me somewhere.
We've seen it.
T-shirt swap here before long.
That sounds good to me.
We'll give you one of ours.
That sounds perfect.
Now, I do have 2 questions for you.
Sure.
The first one is very important. You might settle a dispute that's going on here at the Southern Fried Podcast. When you eat biscuits and gravy, do you leave the biscuit just like folded in half, or do you crumble it up?
So that is a discussion old as time. We, for the most part, we just kind of open it up. Me personally, I like to crumble mine up. But
See,
Yeah.
all right, thank you. That kind of makes my point, Dave. You and the women like to crumble yours. My
We had
second
to,
question
you
is,
go ahead.
if I'm looking at this, when I was looking over here at this picture, when I kind of made our pictures bigger there, I looked over, you're standing there in front of the door to the diner, and it looked like somebody had wedged themselves in between the rail on the inside of the door and the glass. Then I realized it was a reflection. Who's taking the picture?
That would be my daughter, Kaylee.
Well,
Oh wow!
you
You know,
just,
my granddaughter's name is Kaylee, and we come in there with her, one of them, and so her family lives up there, and we come up there, and I think they might have been the ones to recommend your diner originally, and told us it's a good place to eat. I'm almost certain of that, and so we should. Yeah, we love to visit local places. If you could, real quick, just you kind of mentioned it. You're talking about keeping good prices, which is a challenge nowadays.
Yes.
How hard is it now? Since it's been a little over a year, has that gotten worse, or is it about the same for you as a business owner? How hard is that right now?
So right now, of course, prices on most things have gone up. Right now, I'm trying to absorb that myself instead of passing it on because I do have a lot of families that come in here and on fixed incomes. So I want them to be able to come in here and still eat and, enjoy being out.
right,
So right now, I'm still doing okay. Hopefully, I can keep it up until maybe we'll see the prices go down. But that is one of the biggest things, like the prices on the hamburger meat, chicken. It's really high right now. But like I said, I don't want that to be what runs people off. I've been there where you don't have a whole lot of extra money to go eat.
Yeah,
So if I can keep it affordable, which I don't get to go out to eat much because I'm always here. But
yeah.
so far, I think I've still got pretty good prices compared to everyone else around. Because right now, my meat and two vegetables is still just $7.79 for lunch.
I can attest to that. The prices are very reasonable, and your portions are good sized. I mean, I'm always full when I leave, and we're big old boys, but I am always full. In fact, my granddaughter usually gets a to-go box because she just can't eat it all, and so your portions are really good. The customer service is really good. All the people that work there, everybody's kind, and they're constantly checking on you. Like you said, you have that small town feel, and that's what I like. I even ran back about a year ago. I think it might have been right after you bought it. I don't remember. I even ran into somebody who's running for mayor or something. I ended up talking to him, and got one of his cards. Wished him well. He didn't win, I don't think, but it was nice talking to him. And it does have that barbershop kind of feel where you're kind of just people are talking about a lot of different things. And I remember not to bring up tragedy, but because it is that local community. We were up there eating the night that school bus had the collision down, I guess, down more towards the Meg South down there. We actually went that way. Of course, they had us detour. And I only bring that up for this, that the people, that affected everybody. It was in the diner. They knew somebody, either they knew them directly or they knew somebody who knew somebody that was connected with that bus crash. And of course, they were life flighting those children to Chattanooga. And I remember being in there that day and just that feeling of community and, people praying and, real concern. And, it's like you feel connected into a community that you're not even from just by being in your diner. I think that's really cool.
Thank
And,
you.
and you can step out of your diner and you can go, I mean, you're basically at the town square. So you can go over to the courthouse. There's some historical stuff. And I'm an old history guy. There's historical stuff that I've walked my granddaughter around. We took some pictures and looked at some things around there. So I love that kind of thing. I've traveled a lot. When you get in some of the small towns, you see a lot of buildings boarded up. You don't see that there. And I that's one of the things that really attracted me to that little area was there's not a ton of things there, but what's there is active. There's business and the people are frequenting it. And it just has that. It's perfect. And Robert's from a small town in South Georgia, and he knows what I'm talking about. Have you always been from that area? Are you from that area originally, or did you kind of move into the area?
No, sir. I'm born and raised right here in little old Decatur.
That's great. That's great. We do have to ask the question, though. You know, we're from down here in Georgia. Are you a Tennessee Vol fan? Which would be natural if you are, because you're from Tennessee.
Yes, sir, I sure am. My son would kill me if I said otherwise.
Hey, we
Well,
like we,
if you tell
we,
him you're over here talking to a couple of Bulldog fans tonight.
Oh,
Hey,
no.
now,
yeah.
can I ask one other question? Do your children work there as well?
My son, he lives here in Decatur, so when he comes in at lunch, if I'm busy, he will help. My
Right.
daughter lives about 45 minutes away, but during the winter, she comes down and helps me on Saturdays. So they do try to come in and visit with mom and help me out. So it is a family affair here.
Yeah, and that's
Well,
great. You know, that's
yeah.
the way. You know, we was taught when I was growing up. You know, family helps family. You get in there
Yeah,
and just roll your sleeves up and go.
that's
So,
right. I have my mom working for me. I have two of my aunts that work for me. So I said, when I bought a diner, the whole family went to work. So,
That's
well,
great.
you know what? If you ever make a mistake, they'll show you how to do it right.
oh, for sure. They're lining up to tell me about that.
Well, I just want to know one other thing, and then we'll let you get off here. But since mom's working there, is some of those recipes that y'all do? Did you learn them from mom? Or
Yeah, so that chocolate gravy that
oh,
most people love, that is her, I think it's her grandmother's recipe. And so there's a few others that, mom has kind of helped her. She's helped us tweak them, so it's definitely, we're trying to make it our own little thing instead of just going by all the old recipes. And we're
yeah,
trying new things as well, which I'm open to try new, other things if people want to, there's something that they want to see on the menu. So I'm
Wow,
absolutely.
always trying to do better. Always trying to do a little bit better.
I'm sure you're doing fine. It sounds like I can't
Yeah,
wait to go up there to eat.
You need to
yeah. You
come
got
up and see me. You
Will
come up,
do.
see me, and lunch will be on me.
All right. Well, oh, don't tell me that. We might bring Coop with us. He ate 209 shrimp.
Oh boy, we got a member of the crew. He has some stories, but Miss Angie, we kept you just a little bit over the 15 minutes. We thank you so much for giving us your time. You're easy to talk to, and I think people it just can see that may not know you that are in the area, or even they might travel through. They can see your personality; it just shines through the camera. And that's a big part of eating out is not only the food, but the environment, the atmosphere of a place, and you've got all those things. And I wish you the best. We thank you so much for being our first in our Main Street USA programming. And we'll check in with you in the future if that'd be all right, and just see how things are going. Of course, I'm going to stop in up there and eat some more and support your business. Robert, you got any closing things before we let Miss Angie go?
No, I think we've covered everything. I mean, it's a family affair, and that's. Hey, did your mama ever say anything that we've said on Mama Said? We have a special broadcast that we do. We're going to do one later tonight about what Mama says.
Mama
And
says a
Mama,
lot of
Uh,
things here.
Mama says a lot, and I'm older now,
give
but
us
I
one
still
good
listen
one.
to what my mama says.
Amen. Give us one
That
good one that your mama says just off the wall that she's known for.
you say that you've picked up from Mama.
Oh my goodness.
We've caught her off guard.
You have caught me off guard. I'm trying to think of a good one, but I don't know. I think there's way too many of them running around right now.
Well, I
Hey,
tell you what, in the program we're fixing to do, we've done a lot of Mama Said programs. We're fixing to go live and record this, or go live and have this show. And we decided tonight we're going to do a really positive one, not where Mama's getting on to you, but Mama said, I love you. And that's what we're covering tonight. So
yeah,
nothing like
Yeah,
hearing your mama say that she loves you.
yeah.
that's it. She tells me she loves me every day when she leaves. So that's another good thing about this. I get to see Mama every day.
Amen to that.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much, Miss Angie. We'll get this out. It'll air in a couple of days. We got a promo that'll be attached to it. We'll make sure all that gets shared to you in the Facebook page. And again, use it however you like. Hopefully it'll help. Sorry for the little technical difficulty in the beginning, but hey, that's what happens with podcasts. But you came in really easy. Sometimes that's hard, but thank you so much. And you have a great, and it's been a good Monday. Mondays are tough
Yeah.
sometimes. This has been a great Monday, and we're ending really well. And we thank you so much for that.
Thank you. I appreciate you guys.
All right, Robert,
Appreciate
take us
you.
out, and we'll let Miss Angie get out of here.
All right.
We'll do our outro, and we'll be talking to you soon, Miss Angie. Go ahead,
Okay,
Robert.
thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Well, once again, it's time, my friends, for another meet and greet. We're Southern Fried and nationwide, so hang on to your seat. Look around, here's what I found. I guess you'll never know what you'll see on the Southern Fried Podcast Show.